May you please the court with your name and occupation?
My name is Hugh W. Spear, and I am a chairman of the University of Kansas City for the Department of Education.
What is your function of the Board of Education?
We prioritize training teachers for elementary school.
When you went to college, what did you major in?
I majored in evaluation.
May you elaborate?
Evaluation is a general term for evaluating a number of things such as educational buildings, programs, or anything which could affect children. Evaluation also includes evaluating the behavior changes of children as a result of either current or new educational programs.
Have you ever made an evaluation of the elementary schools of Topeka?
Yes, we did within the last month. We evaluated school buildings, the curriculum, the teaching staff, the equipment, along with other details.
How would you compare the schools of colored children in contrast to the schools of white children?
I would say that there is not much of a difference whether it be in teacher preparation or class size or the student load per each teacher.
Was this seen throughout all schools in Topeka?
Yes, we looked through not only all the files of all schools within the district, but also physically went to some of these schools.
So can you say that these children receive the same educational opportunities in any school in Topeka regardless of segregation?
Exactly. More of the white schools, due to being more new buildings, have better technology in comparison to colored schools, which have less to offer. Along with differences in curriculum, it could be understood that the children do not receive an equal education.
Mr. Belton, you say that your kids are forced to go to school that is miles away, while there's a white school a few blocks away from your house.
That's correct.
Then tell us, how do your children travel to school?
They have to walk 3 blocks to catch a bus in order to take them to school.
Do you pay for the bus transportation?
Every morning and afternoon.
You also say that your children are not comfortable in the school. How come?
My children say they are uncomfortable in the school because there is simply just not enough space. And for the children there, the school is a one-room black school.
Do your children complain to you about how they feel?
Yes, they do. They complain to me all the time, asking me to transfer them.
That will be all, Your Honor. Thank you. Can you please tell the court your name?
Dr. Kenneth B. Clark.
Your occupation?
I am a social psychologist and an educator.
Where did you study?
I studied at Howard and Columbia University.
Is it true that you conducted a psychological experiment at Clarendon County on a Negro school children to measure the effects of segregation on these children?
Yes, I did. I asked the children to choose between a white and black doll, as they believed was nice, ugly, and looked most like them.
Can you please discuss the results of your experiment?
Well, 65% of the Negro children chose the white doll as a nice doll. Each individual test shows that the child would have a preference over the white doll and would have a rejection for the black doll.
And what do you believe are the significance of these findings?
These children, like other human beings who have been subjected to an inferior status, have experienced irreparable psychological damage.
Why do you think that is, Mr. Clark?
Due to the fact that they have been subjected to such a status has led these children to confusion on their self-esteem, on who they are as a person. Because they want to resolve this inner conflict with themselves, they decide to mentally take that position of inferiority.
Do you think the policy of segregation has any effect on white children?
Yes. It also causes white children to question their morals, the people who they see, who teach them, who they love, their brotherhood, also discriminate against black people.
Thank you, that'll be all. Your full name to the court, please.
Gardner L. Bishop.
Is it true that you led 11 Negro school children to a segregated white school?
Yes.
Why is this? The Negro school children should have already had school of their own. Why go through the trouble of taking them to a white school?
The children aren't receiving an equal education. Not only that, but the school itself, including appliances, technology, staff, or materials, aren't the same. The facilities are separate, but they aren't equal. That's why I led those children to a white school.
So you're saying that these children aren't receiving equal opportunities and therefore that the separate but equal clause is invalid?
As a minister, we're taught that all people under the eyes of God are the same, no matter where you're from, a difference in tone or height. Segregation hasn't allowed for Negro children or white children to be equal. Seeing how the system has had less concern for Negro children, yes, it be said that the separate but equal clause is invalid.
That will be all, Your Honor.
Barbara Rose Jones. Yes. I'm in 11th grade and I attend Robert Ruda Mountain High School. Yes. The school was in bad condition. I found it unfair that my school was coming apart and I was lacking the necessary qualities, while the white schools were well equipped and earned more funds. The school felt cramped and it had more students than what it could handle. The school was built to hold 180 students, and instead it was overflowing with 450 students that attended. I even had class in a bus because there were simply no more classrooms left. Not to mention that we didn't have a gymnasium, cafeteria, infirmary, and the restrooms. No, my classmates felt the same, but no one was doing anything about it. I had asked the teacher to do something about the situation, but she dismissed me. It wasn't until the strike that the students were able to stand up. Yes, because we're not given the proper materials to learn. My books were torn and pages were missing. Our limited supplies also meant limited education.
Segregation of white and Negro children in the public schools of a state solely on the basis of race, pursuant to state laws permitting or requiring such segregation, denies to Negro children the equal protection of the laws guaranteed by the 14th Amendment, even though the physical facilities and other tangible factors of white and Negro schools may be equal. The separate but equal doctrine adopted in Plessy v. Ferguson has no place in the field of public education. It is remanded to the said district court to take such proceeding and enter such decrees consistent with the opinions of this court as are necessary and proper to admit to public schools the parties of this case on a racially non-discriminatory basis with all deliberate speed.